ahead.
He should have never slapped Chris. I'm not watching the movie. It's not happening.
You don't understand. Do you understand why he slapped Chris? Did you see in that moment from probably what he was dealing with?
Story about how Puffy wanted to fight Will Smith over Jennifer Lopez.
Oh man. We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering.
Jada Pinkett Smith's collapse didn't come from nowhere. It came from years of pressure, buried accusations, and connections that people ignored until federal attention forced everything into the open. The streets have been buzzing non-stop, especially as Diddy started facing real pressure and Gene Deal began dropping information that made people look back at old moments very differently. It is not being rumored that Jada is being investigated for her past connections too. Diddy's crime ring alongside her husband Will, with law enforcement investigating the alleged abuse of Bracca Gray, Jaden Smith, and even Jennifer Lopez.
We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. They was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and they was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he went like this, like that. I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, "Yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm going to snuff him." I said to myself, Will Smith gonna beat the shit out you. Now, Puff could scrap now, but I don't think he could beat Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? But he could scrap. You know what I'm saying? So then he said that shit. So I didn't go back over there where Will Smith's sister and her husband was. I stayed about, if he snuffed Will, I could move slow enough that Will could probably get 2 or 3 punches back in.
With the Jennifer Lopez story. The claim was that while Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez, he believed Will and Jada were making advances toward her. The situation supposedly got so tense that Diddy thought a fight might break out.
This red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yes.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
That story only added fuel to the larger conversation about Will and Jada's unconventional relationship. Over time, Jada herself confirmed that their marriage had been far from traditional. In her book, she revealed that she and Will had quietly separated back in 2016, long before the public knew anything was wrong. Section 44, 43 to 5 o'clock. Now, because of this, many people have speculated that these two actually had a very deviant lifestyle that led to them not only participating in freak-offs, but also pimping men out and destroying them emotionally and physically. We'll discuss that in length later in the video. The public already knew about Jada's relationship with singer August Alsina, which she openly discussed on Red Table Talk in 2020. Section 6, 549 to 612. Red Table Talk became known for these raw conversations because later another controversial topic came up involving Jada Smith. On the show, Jada revealed that she had introduced him to alternative mental health treatments years earlier while dealing with her own depression. Jaden explained that his curiosity led him to research plant-based therapies that some believe help with emotional healing. Plant-based therapies, meaning psychedelic drugs.
Coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you gotta say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right. Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. But that doesn't matter. It's all love. Honestly. And I would usually not, you know, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah.
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, you know, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
Yeah, I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with, is that this is a very personal journey that became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Aug first came around, he was really sick.
He was really, really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. You know?
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
Now it should come as no surprise to you that Jaden Smith has allegedly not only moved out of his parents' house, but he's legally broken free of his parents. Why would a son want to escape from his parents? Asterisk, many people, including Jaguarite, have alleged that this could have been because Will Smith actually preyed on Jaden. What's even more astonishing is that there's seemingly public proof of this happening on national television. Asterisk, and it's not just their own children that the Smiths have seemingly terrorized. Will Smith's ex-best friend has made some horrifying revelations about the couple and how they have preyed on innocent men and created an inappropriate environment for their minor children inside their house. Asterisk, things escalated when Bal publicly challenged Jada. He claimed he warned her that if she didn't take legal action against him, he would release information about what he had seen. When no lawsuit came, he said he followed through by filing his own. Not long after, Billa left the United States.
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada would watch at the houses. She had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do, period. And I got to have evidence. So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite, right? Not caring who's in the house, whether kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on the tape.
Ooh.
I'm under penalty of perjury. If anything in here is a lie, my ass going to jail.
Bilal, we had to come to Cancun to get this interview.
Yeah, we want to stay out the country. You know, we want.
You are a wanted man.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Definitely wanted, without question.
Jesus, where have you been hiding? They swear up and down me and you fell out. They was like, why is Bilal not coming back on the show? What happened?
Yeah, so it's so crazy that we actually talked a couple of times. Well, let me start with the first part of your question. So I was in Cancun living.
Okay.
Didn't like living in Cancun because I thought all this would blow over and I'll be able to go back to Los Angeles. So then I moved to Colombia.
Okay.
So actually you flew me in from Colombia. We could say it now because I'm not living there.
Okay.
So you flew me from Colombia to your studios and we did an interview. Then you flew me back to Colombia. So that's the first and foremost thing. I was already living out the country.
Okay.
From there, when I got back to Colombia, we had just did that. You aired that last interview of me tearing Jada to pieces.
That was insane.
Yes.
I felt uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know what this beef is.
Yeah. Well,
You called her a dope fiend.
Yeah, I called her bald-headed dope fiend, without question. I told her she better sue me because
she said to TMZ when they asked her when she left the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
She looked. They was like, "Well, what do you got to say?" And she was like, "We're suing. We're suing." And I was just like, "Okay."
Right.
That's been about 2 years.
Yeah, and
we haven't gotten a lawsuit yet.
No.
Yeah, the only person we got sued by during that year was Kevin Hart.
And I was involved with that, which was crazy.
And that lawsuit is nowhere to be found.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. So,
absolutely. With no merit. So what's crazy is that Jada did the Breakfast Club, just for people who don't know or want to go back and see it, because it's been 2 years since I've been seen or heard of or anything.
Yeah.
Jada responded to your first the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes. It went all over the world.
It was in Arabic. I saw it.
Yeah. It's India, everywhere. So I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to be, to show that it was true. So from that, that's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that I extorted you. There was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out, right? So now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar, Kenneth B. Hertz, because he said, I never knew Will, and I have everything here. I never knew Will, that I never worked for Will, and that he said he represented Willard Carroll Smith, which is Will's real name, but he was asking me to take down statements from Jada. So that's what we call in law overreaching. You cannot, if you're saying you represent Will, you can't compel me to do something against Jada, right? So I already knew that I had him legally. So I said, okay, I got y'all. Now, so once that happened, there was another interview, of course, when she came outside and reiterated that she was suing, right? Then there was another interview with TMZ just after that, where one of the cameramen asked Jada, hey, Jada, have you seen Will with any men before? And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too, because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera's penis, squeezing his nipple and trying to put his finger in his butt, right? So I think you played part of that on one of the interviews. So we're just getting people updated because I'm sure you have a lot of new winos since since 2 years ago. So after that, there was, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, aka Charlie Mack, the federal informant. And he reached out to me through a friend, right? One of my best friends.
Charlie Mack, is that the one that I believe, and I want to say allegedly, okay? Everything's alleged, even my name's alleged. It was alleged that he had touched Jaden, Will Smith's Charlie Mack, his best friend?
Yeah, that's been alleged, yes. Yes, that has been alleged, that he's I can't say that word on here. PDF file, let's say this.
Okay, and that's the reason why Jaden wanted to be emancipated, allegedly from his parents.
He went further, alleging that troubling behavior involving Jaden Smith played a role in Jaden's decision to seek legal independence. From his parents at a young age, Bell said ongoing lawsuits involving Will and Jada limited what he could say publicly, but not what he planned to reveal in print. Most shockingly of all, he went on to allege that Jada had actually tried to have him for speaking in a manner that seemed eerily similar to how Diddy reportedly took out his enemies. Now, as Diddy sits behind bars for horrible crimes, people aren't just looking at him anymore. They're looking at everyone who stayed close to him for decades. And Jada Pinkett Smith keeps coming up in those conversations. According to John Deal, the reason her name is so prominent is that she and Will could be in the tapes Diddy made of. His freakoffs. Gene pointed out that Will and Jada were not outsiders. They moved in the same elite circles as Diddy for years, the same private parties, the same industry power rooms, the same tight social environment where, according to multiple insiders, things happened that never made it to the public. When the conversation shifted to the possibility that the person wasn't black, Gene said that also made sense, because Diddy wasn't limited to one circle. He was deeply connected to high-level Hollywood figures outside hip-hop.
Being shopped around a Diddy and another Mill, they say the other Mill is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, is only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you got to realize he ran with that that Rat Pack. And I don't want to even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner? What's the other guy? Leonardo? Yeah, his name. That I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shopped. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So there's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be real crazy. And they're going to have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's going to want those tapes. And they're going to do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying
Yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So we don't know what to think until we actually see that, and we get that version. You remember we had that bootleg version of R. Kelly tape?
Yeah, I remember that.
They don't even bootleg. Yo, they don't even bootleg no more, man. So it's going to be hard to figure it out if it does exist.
Bieber, Will Smith, and Diddy all crossed paths in private industry spaces only adds to the concern. This is where Jaguar writes allegations truly reveal what the Smiths are like. Asterisk. Jaguar has long argued that Jada's influence over Will didn't exist in a vacuum. According to her, Jada was deeply embedded in the same power structures as Diddy. Structures where behavior that would shock the public was treated as normal behind closed doors. When Jaguar spoke about the Chris Rock incident, she said Will didn't act on his own emotions. She said he laughed at the joke like everyone else. What changed everything was Jada's reaction. Asterisk throughout the discussion, Jaguar keeps circling back to the same point. This is what happens in elite circles, where rules are different, where people like Diddy are protected, where Jada moved comfortably, where behavior that would alarm regular families is normalized as growth or expression. Then there was the moment. On social media, asterisk what makes this worse is that the Smiths' victims aren't limited to just their own children. It turns out Will Smith still hasn't taken any responsibility for the young people who were harmed while under his protection and influence. Asterisk Jaguar then focuses on patterns. She points out how certain young men connected to Will Smith showed drastic personality shifts over time. She mentions moments caught on camera, sudden public conflicts, emotional instability, and erratic behavior. To her, these are not isolated incidents. They are warning signs of trauma. She says what bothers her most about Briar Gray is that she believes he's still trying to win approval from the very system that damaged him.
He should have never slapped Chris. I'm not watching the movie. It's not happening.
You don't understand. Do you understand why he slapped Chris? Did you see in that moment from probably what he was dealing with?
What was he dealing with? What the f*** was he dealing with?
Jaguar says she personally tried to intervene, encouraging distance from dangerous influences and pushing for safer paths. She claims those efforts were blocked by people more concerned with image and money than with Breakier's well-being. Throughout it all, Jaguar keeps circling back to the same conclusion. This didn't happen by accident. Asterisk, in her telling, Diddy was not operating alone. He was surrounded by facilitators, parents, executives, mentors, and celebrity families who allowed access, ignored warning signs, and normalized harmful environments. And in Jaguar's view, Jada and Will Smith were not bystanders in that world. They were trusted insiders. Now that Diddy's alleged activities are under serious scrutiny, Jaguar says the spotlight is finally moving outward toward the people who enabled him, protected him, and fed vulnerable young talent into his orbit. Do you think we'll ever see the likes of Briar Gray and Jaden Smith receive justice? Let us know in the comments.